and there's a lot of need, not just food, but someone to look in on the people, sometimes companionship. I know some of the drivers spend a lot of time at people's houses just for companionship. We can't lose that, so we're going to probably have to fight a battle to get the county to bring it back to where it once was.
I do meet with the county exec tomorrow, and I will be talking to him about that. Also, I do know that there's a local business that's been going out and making some kind of deal. Now, granted, the Meals on Wheels are free to the individuals, and this is at a very low cost. I think that's why some of them are swaying that way. They must be, and again, they'll get that companionship. But the county does have to step up to the plate here. This is their responsibility.
That's right. And it seems to be a rumor that the dining program in the building is going to go away in its entirety. We can't let that happen. Those people that go to eat in the dining program there, that may be the only meal that they get that's warm and nutritious. So we have to struggle. I'll help struggle to fight that. And that's all I have to report. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Belcher, Access 23.
I have no report tonight. I'd like to thank Carl Richards and Marty Caffone for being here to operate the camera so that our public can watch the council meeting. That's all.
Thank you. Okay, under Mayor's Correspondence Information Update, there's just one thing that I'm adding to what I had sent out to you all yesterday. We already did the approval of the Will of Orange run on October 22nd, but in our minutes we never put who it's sponsored by, and that becomes an issue because of where the money goes to. So after discussion with Ms. Wasneger and Mr. Fagione, there's actually two events. So and that's the Erie 80 mountain bike race, which basically mirrors the fat bike race that was held in February. So the first one is I need a motion to make the Will of Orange on October 22nd a city event.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. Siegel and a second by Ms. Fitzpatrick. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Thank you.
It's a fat tire race.
No. The fat tire race is in February. The second one is the Erie 80 mountain bike race. This is your regular mountain bike. For Saturday, October 29th, it is an all-day event, and I need the approval for the event, and it will be a city event.
Second.
I need a motion. I have a motion by Mr. Foster, a second by Ms. Fitzpatrick. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Thank you. As most of you know, we are working diligently to get the Energy in the Bank project for our solar energy off the ground. And one of the issues isn't so much the one location that we want to put it, which is the old burning pit. That's 4 acres, but there is a large acre land, and I should have that number in front of me. Hold on a second, I do. The 8.7 acres at the turntable. They need 2 acres, which are going to be on the hillside from where West End Bridge is, and it'd be 2 acres in. Also, the railroad will be eventually coming to us on that small piece that they want to put the tower on. So it was recommended by our building assessor to have both of those sections surveyed. And when I was looking at where the money could come from under the tax certiorari, there's $5,000. I don't believe it'll cost this amount, but I want to be able to move forward. So can I get a motion to approve money from that account to go towards?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion by Mr. Belcher, a second by Mr. Rebozo. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. And the last one is I have a bill that I would like to actually take out of the historian line. It is a $300 bill for the design and execution of the Farmers Market Square sign, which is at Farmers Market Square. Initially, I thought it was going to be paid for by the people who made the donations there, and Cooper Boone from Foundry 42 made over $1,000 worth of donations in the signage and the bags and the other things that are there. And I had mentioned to him, I said, I thought that we could pick up the sign because it'd be a permanent sign there anyway, and it was $300. So I just need a motion to, and we'll take that out of the historian line, which we haven't spent any money on.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Belcher, second by Mr. Bobozo. Discussion?
Can we also raise it a little bit in height?
Well, there was a,
There's bushes in the way, we removed the bushes.
yeah, they lowered it, they lowered the bushes. They put new bushes, or lower bushes in.
Okay, yeah, because you couldn't see it when.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried, thank you. And I believe that's it. Okay. City Clerk Treasurer's Report, Ms. Wassenager.
Actually, there's nothing to report at this time, and I'm also going to conserve my voice maybe, so.
Sounds good.
That'll speed the meeting.
Under old business, Ms. Randazzo. Thank you, Ms. Fitzpatrick. Mr. Belcher.
No old business, Mayor.
Thank you, Ms. Henry.
No, thank you.
Mr. Bovozo.
Just to echo what Ms. Hendry had said earlier, very good job regarding the National Night Out, as always. Always a very big event, and a very well organized one. And also, the Arts Walk yesterday was a very nice event. For those who don't get a chance to go down and go into some of those shops down there, aside from on the fairs, you should really check them out. There's some pretty incredible stuff in there. So great job by all those who had participated, and that's all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Foster.
None.
Ms. Trovey.
No business, thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Siegel.
Boy, I should have plenty of time now. Yes, I'd also like to say something about the National Night Out. It was a great event, as it normally is, but it seemed to me that the turnout was bigger than usual, and it appeared to me the prizes were better than ever. The hot dogs and the popcorn, of course, were my favorite, and that was available. So congratulations to everybody that participated and those that put it on. It was a great night for everybody that was there. Those that were not there missed a good time, but comes around every year. Also, the triathlon did go off on a very brisk Sunday morning yesterday with 50-plus participants, I think. And it started with an early morning swim. Weather-wise, it was me. I would have liked to swim last when it got a lot warmer, but I didn't participate. I'd like to thank all the participants and all the people that made that happen, all the volunteers. And I also was very happy to be standing there and have a hand reach out to me, and it was our building official, and I thought he was looking for a beer, but I didn't have any. But it was great to see him there, and I'm sure he did well. The Arts Walk, to me, and I was there several times yesterday, didn't seem to fare as well as normal. There were not nearly the number of vendors, and it was certainly not nearly the number of participants or visitors or guests or whatever. And I asked the vendors specifically, and some of the people that I knew there, why they thought that it was what it was, and they gave me three things. A day change, Saturday to Sunday, lack of advertising, and there were only 2 food vendors. The only thing you could get was hot dogs or ice cream. And I was go there for lunch, so I waited till 1 o'clock to go there for lunch, and neither one of them is on my menu. So I think that some of the vendors told me that they would like to come back, hope they do, but don't know if they will. And some told me they're not going to come back. So I hope that the people that put this on do a critique and do whatever they need to do to make it bigger and better, or it may just have to disappear. And that would be sad, because each year we go down there and we always have something that we can buy and bring home, and I like to see these events downtown. So I hope their promoters take a good hard look at what went on there. I'd like to thank Mr. Farr for the bridge update. at the DPW meeting, which I asked for, and it was very interesting to hear the details as they are today. And I think that's all I have under old business.
Thank you, sir. New business?
New business, best wishes to Bob Ritchie for a quick recovery. And the Codes Committee, which meets the first Wednesday of every month, which would be September the 7th, as was stated earlier, will be discussing several very significant code changes, possible code changes. So really need the public's input to help us with getting to where we need to be. As I've said many, many times before, it's a lot easier to create a code with public input than to create a code and then have public input and have to change it. It's a lot of paperwork, it's a lot of time involved. The Codes Committee works very hard to try to make the right decision, but we need to have the public's input to help us make that decision. So I plead with people, there are several significant, would be the event fees. So we're looking at changing how we pay for events. And we're looking at two different categories, city-sponsored, not city-sponsored. So anybody that has these major events really needs to come and help us with their input. It could be that we have to charge a fee. We don't want the fee to be so exorbitant that they can't afford to do the event. On the other hand, we can't continue to fund these events in their entirety because some of them are in the tens of thousands of dollars. So we're looking for people to come to that. There's also going to be discussion about leaf pickup and maybe eliminating some sorts of leaf pickup. So, and other things. So these are very significant topics that we talk about, very significant codes that we try to change. So again, I'm pleading for public input. And Lois was here, and interestingly, Sharon and I went to a Motown review this weekend, and we're sitting there, and Sharon says, my cousin Dave was in the Sha-Na-Na. And I said, no, he wasn't in the Sha-Na-Na, but I couldn't remember Big Etzel. I'm like, right, I'm getting old, so it's hard to remember.
Me
You
too.
probably have plastered on your wall. But I think Big Etzel was much better than Sha-Na-Na. I wish they were here to play again. And if you can get any of them together and play, I can get some guys to sit in for the ones that aren't here. It would be really cool to do that. So let's
I
all...
would like to tell you that one of the bands that will have playing Slice, the leader of that band, Chris Donald, is Billy D. Big Etzel's son.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, so we're bringing together bits and pieces, and Nora's husband Roger Perry may come in and do a little guest appearance. He was the original drummer, so.
Cool. And we'll definitely, our whole family definitely be there. So I'm asking people, this is like an oldies year for us. We're going to see Brian Wilson in a couple weeks. But we need to support this. Not only because it's the greatest generation of music ever, by the greatest people ever, the best generation ever.
Mozart, Beethoven.
But the Humane Society needs our help. And
And they're trying really hard to improve and get back to their.
we need to turn it around. We had to get our puppy in Pennsylvania. It broke my heart to do that. But we do have to help the Humane Society get back on their feet. And this could be a great fundraiser with 1,700, how many seats?
718 seats.
So we'll fill them, and we'll have people standing in the
Standing
audience.
only.
All right, well,
If it's a success, we'll do it every year.
then we'll definitely have to do it. So let's come out and let's support it. Get us the flyers. We'll put it all on our Facebook pages, and we'll help you sell tickets, whatever you need to do. So I can't wait for that. And sadly, I came to the end of my list.
Ms. Trode. I'll jump on that real quick.
All right, Ms. Fitzpatrick and I will be holding our next third ward meeting this month. It will be Thursday, August 18th at 6 p.m. here in the council chambers. So any third ward residents that would like to come and discuss anything with us, please mark your calendars and stop on by. Thanks.
What was that time again?
6 p.m. 18th.
Mr. Foster.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion for the common council to enter into executive session regarding the following matter after public comment. And as for a personnel matter relating to the building department, I would like to invite the building official, Dave Rivera. Can I make that a motion?
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Foster, a second by Mr. Bobozo. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
That's it.
Thank you. Mr. Bobozo.
No new business, thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Henry.
No,
Mr. Belcher.
Did I mention before the tourism board's next meeting is going to be August 10th at 6:30 p.m.
Thank you. You didn't. Thank you.
August 10th at 6:30.
That's Wednesday, 6:30. Here, right?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Fitzpatrick.
No new business.
Ms. Randazzo.
Just a reminder that the fourth ward does have a neighborhood watch meeting. They meet the third Wednesday of every month. This month's meeting will be on August 17th at 7 p.m. It's held at Howard Mead. Thank you.
Thank you. Public comment. Anybody from the public who would like to come back up to the come to the podium, just state your name and what ward you live in or town. Not hearing any. I'll take a motion to enter into executive session.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. Randazzo, a second by Mr. Bobozo. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? So